GAC 3v3 has returned, and we're about to go through my battles from round 1. That's Smudge. How's it going? Alrighty guys, so the first battle is going to be pretty straightforward. It's just a bunch of Geos. They're only gear 12. I've got an R5 Traya and an R3 Scion. There's not a whole lot to write home about here, guys. This was just a quick cleanup, easy victory. They're barely tickling my Scion. As you know, guys, you want to put that isolate on side of the brute to stop him taunting, and then it's just a case of cleaning up shop. If you can target down that spy, do get him out of there as soon as possible. If you want to try and maximize your banners, try to make sure that you use Scion's second special on any enemies that have pain so you can recover that protection. But apart from that, it's pretty decent. Obviously, it's not as efficient as in 5v5s because you can use this same duo if you've got enough gear to win at a higher banner efficiency rate. But this is still what I would consider to be a fairly low expenditure team to use for easy banners. Guys, if you're thinking about setting your Geos on defense, do check to make sure that, you know, their Scion Traya is not massively outgearing your Geos, because otherwise it just doesn't really pose much of a threat, and it's just easy banners. We can see I've only lost a little bit of protection on both Traya and Scion, so it's really nothing for me to worry about. Landing that ability block on Traya's first special on GBA will help stop him using that AoE heal, and just makes the battle a little bit quicker. Let's see, we should be clearing up here anytime soon. I think this AoE does the trick. Boom. Alrighty guys, so the second battle that we're going into is going to be against a fairly typical GG Separatist droid team. Now this is not one that I got particularly good banners on, and in hindsight I probably could have used something different, something a little bit more efficient. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't use a GL or something overkill before we see what's on the back wall. This guy does have 2 GLs, we've seen 1 on defense so far. I wanted to see what's on the back wall. So we're going to start off Rex 5s and Echo, fairly standard combo. In 3v3s, I actually like to go ahead and target the B1 stack first, try and get that stack down incredibly low, even if you're eating counterattacks from the B2. I feel like it is a better way because you don't quite have the offense to really take down a very tanky B2 in 3s because you've not got the rest of the clones there to assist. So I like to whittle down that B1 stack very, very quickly. Here, I decide to stop hitting the B1 because we won't need to hit the B1 unless he's going to take a turn before Grievous. You don't want Grievous taking double turns. So here, because B1's TM is fuller than Grievous's TM, I just opt to take out that B1 stack, bringing the taunt over to 5, sorry, because my Rex was getting a little bit low. I didn't want to trigger sacrifice. So we Rex late GG here, and then the game's in the bag, really, guys. Job done. 49 banners, probably the worst banner match of this particular setup. Alrighty guys, to take out the Cartho Nasi team, we're taking in a team of Bast Lashan, Ezra Bridger and Barriss Offee. Now the idea of this one for me going in was I was hoping that the extra bonus protection that we get from Basti's lead would give us enough of a buffer to hold max banners. Unfortunately, the gearing on my Ezra is pretty low, and they do target him quite quickly at the start. Now the dynasty that you get from Basti's leadership won't help against Mission because she stacks potency all the time. It'll even surpass that 150% potency. So you can see Ezra already has lost all his bonus protection. But it's not like we're going to lose, guys. I was just trying to think of banner efficiency, especially after getting that 49 versus GG. So we're down to just Karth and Zalbar. We got the buff immunity on Zalbar with Basti's second special. So I just want to take out Karth as soon as we can, leaving us just with Zalbar. We should only drop 1 banner here. I'm pretty certain that's what we do. It's not a team that you really have to worry about, guys. Obviously, this is an easy, old school team. He didn't set a particularly tough defense for me this time. So it's going to be a straightforward cleanup for us. I tried to land some additional ability blocks to try and stop AoEs coming in, but it looked like he was a fairly tanky Zalbar and a fairly tenacious one at that. We are landing the buff immunity, just not the ability blocks, no matter how many times I call Basti in to assist. But there's the victory there. I think we get 53 banners. We lost 1 protection banner on Ezra. Okay guys, so I'm looking to get some feats done for this, so I decided to go against those weak Nightsisters with my Mon Mothma Rebel Fighters, because there is a feat. If you kill 6 enemies with Rebel Fighters, you'll gain some additional banners, and I figured This was a golden opportunity to get that done. I deliberately kept these guys for offense just in case I found an opportunity like this, and this would be a very easy and straightforward way of getting those kills, simply because you can farm zombie for lots and lots of kills. Okay, so here we go with the Mon Mothma Rebel teams. Obviously, zombie does pre-taunt, you have to take that out, but with the summoned ally from Mon Mothma's Rebels, you can dispel that taunt on a basic, and they always assist. So I just look to get rid of Dakka at the start. The idea for me was take out Dakka, and then just leave Mon Mothma, Mother Talzin, sorry, there so zombie keeps on reviving, get all those kills done. Now, because the amount of healing that there is in a Mon Mothma team, Mon Mothma heals on a basic, she's got that first special that also heals, we don't really have to worry about Plague. There's not a whole lot of gear on these Nightsisters, so I don't have to worry about it. So here I am, I just go ahead and farm zombie for lots and lots of kills. I decided to go over and above what was needed, guys, because it's rather be safe than sorry. Don't want to have to try and repeat this feat later on down the line. So we just farm that zombie, and once we get to a point where I know I've killed several of them, I'm just like, okay, let's take out zombie. Boom. Easy 53. We lost one protection banner, which is unfortunate, but it's a sacrifice that I was quite happy to take. And I think we see I go back out here, and we go ahead and we claim that feat. Defeat 6 enemy units with rebel fighters. Look at that Baze Malbus. That's a disgusting portrait. But the 250 banners, I will take that all day long. Next song. Alrighty, for the next battle we decided to take out the Phasma First Order with a Malak solo. Again, nice dodge there, Phasma. Again, I was thinking I want to try and maximize banner efficiency right now. My defense is not the toughest, so I got to try and make sure that I earn some good banners back after the low banners on that GG battle. So Fox for me is the primary target. He's the guy that can stack all that max health and put out some serious damage. So I was like, let's get Fox out of there first of all. You can basically full auto this, guys. And then I want to take out Fu because he's passing a lot of that turn meter. This is really not a difficult counter, guys. It's very, very easy to get done. I take it off full auto once we get down to Phasma because I want to make sure that I've got one of these Drain Lives as my last ability to recover all my health. Now you can recover it from a basic with all the health steal, but I wanted to make sure we get that 56 banners. GG easy. Okay, for the next battle we're going up against the KRU OG Kylo and Sith Trooper combo, and I decided I'm just going to take in Jedi Knight Luke with Hermit Yoda. This completely destroys First Order teams, guys, even if it's a full team of First Order. My Hoda is fast enough to go first, we just get that mass stun off, and then I want to take out Sith Trooper as soon as possible because he's the real damage of the pack. Once he's gone, it's just a case of dealing with OG Kylo. Now, I don't use Hermit Yoda's big heal until his second turn after the start, because right now in this situation here, we know he's going to come out of stealth and I wanted that foresight. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose banners on Hermit Yoda. This just makes sure I get the full 53 banners. Incredibly easy matchup, guys, to take out an R7 crew. So for this next battle, guys, we're going up against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and I decided to take in Jedi Master Luke with Jedi Knight Revan and GMY. Normally not a team I would take in, but I had so much left for offense, I wanted to make sure that I put this SLKR to bed. Now, unfortunately, I did not land the ability block on that Hux. If I had, I would have been able to use GMY's Foresight here to avoid that AoE. I mark the Hux because it's very important that we get him out of the way as soon as possible. We can start gaining that TM back once he's disappeared. So we've nearly taken him out here. We do a bit of an AoE. I think we look to spread buffs. No, we're gonna look to pass some additional protection back over to our JML. Now that buff immunity is obviously proving to be a bit of a pain. We swap TM right now. I think we go back to Hoda, GMY rather, because I'm thinking about trying to get another Foresight run off. There we go, get some Foresight going, and I think we increase cooldowns on SLKR. I try to want to control his abilities as much as possible. Unfortunately, it does look like he's going to get into his ultimate, which is a bit of a shame, but we're just going to look to gain a little bit of protection. We're not going to gain the protection back on JKR, so I wanted to try and make sure that, if possible, we have protection on our JML to make sure that he doesn't die, because if he dies against this particular setup, we're in big trouble. Now, this obviously was not an efficient counter, but once we get to this point, it's a 3-on-1 scenario. Yes, his SLKR is about to ult, but we should be fine. Now, here he comes with the big bop. Boom, we all survive. And yeah. I used the AoE here to get the foresight to make sure that SLKR cannot AoE the entire team. So we'll get a nice little tasty dodge here, just looking again to recover some protection. Everybody dodges the AoE and he's out of his ultimate stance already. We just focus him down and try and do as much damage as possible. Efflux, we get the ability block, we get the breach, which is going to slow down that SLKR, and then we just look to recover our banners, deal as much damage as we could. Increase his cooldowns again, make sure he can't use those AoEs too quickly. And yeah, it looks like we're just going to pass TM over. I'm going to spread those buffs, I imagine. Yeah, gain a little bit of bonus protection. Pass the TM over there to GMY. He'll gain 40% TM if he attacks an enemy that has over 50% of their max health pool. So it's just about, you know, TM training this guy. I could ultimate here, but I choose not to because I just want to win the match. I'd rather kill him than waste a turn and let him get another attack off. So we just finish him off with an attack. We drop 2 banners there, guys. 2 protection banners. Not a big loss. Not a big loss. Yes, that's Smudge. He's the GAC Whiskerer. Embrace it. Now the teams that he's got left in the back wall are really nothing for me to worry about, so I'm just looking to plan and see what can I use here to really maximize banners. I decide to go in with Vader and Watt to take out the Knight Brothers team, also the one that is featuring that Sith Marauder there. So we just go ahead, place weapons tech on Vader. This is going to be no problem. I use Watt's first special there just in case they get a turn, so we get a little bit of protection recovery. Merciless, target Savage, and then we just really want to yeet Sith Marauder out of there because I don't want him taking a turn. Then Maul drops, and Savage drops because Vader is incredible and Merciless is overpowered. Next battle, we decide to go up against the weird bounty hunter team with the Dengar lead. I've got Darth Revan and Bastila Shan left. I don't feel like I need an additional third to take this out, guys, so I just decide to rush in and try and wipe the floor with these guys as soon as possible. Candy Lips over there is looking menacing with his big gun, but honestly, he's facing off against some Sith Lords, so he doesn't really stand much of a chance. We just control them with fear, guys, land the AoE. Unfortunately, Dengar had Tenacity up, so there's no shock for the mass AoE shock, but it doesn't matter because they don't get a turn. We end with max banners, 55 rather. Easy banners, easy victory, guys. Next up on the chopping block is the Krennic team, and I've got my Resistance Hero bros, and they're going to absolutely tear these guys apart. There's nothing in this team to worry about. I outspeed the entire team, and there's so much DPS and recovery on this Resistance Hero bros team that we're going to end this pretty quickly. That Death Trooper is only gear 9, so he's really nothing to worry about. In hindsight, I probably should have targeted this on Krennic rather than on Death Trooper. The Death Trooper probably would have died to the AoE, this AoE here. We target down Krennic, he gets an AoE off, but because of the inspiration and the Res Bros have, they're just going to heal up that lost protection, and Royal Guard's hardly going to take a turn. Look at that, absolute domination, 55 banners, bonus yeah big. So we've just got one team left now, hiding his fleet, and it is the Ewokes. Luckily for me, I have a General Skywalker who's going to go ahead and solo some Murderbears. It's going to be a little bit of a massacre. Gas really doesn't care about those Murderbears. He kills them all, and not just the men, but the women and the children too. That's a joke, guys. That's a joke. You either hate to see it or you love to see it. Those Murderbears just disappeared. It was just game over from straight out the get-go. 56 banners. I felt like we've recovered a lot of the banners that we lost in the earlier parts of the game where we fought off against that GG for 49, and we didn't do particularly great against the SLKR either, but I feel like we've bumped up our average. Now when we check out this guy's fleet, you realise this guy clearly doesn't fleet, because that's an endurance with separatists that are not starred out, so they're not going to survive very long. And then down in the south we do have a rebel fleet, but again the Millennium Falcon is only 5 stars, the Rebel Y-Wing is only 6 stars, and he's starting with the Ghost in the starting lineup, which is not great. It's just, yeah. So we decide to go in and take out the Separatist Endurance Galactic Republic fleet, and I decided to go in with a rebel fleet of my own. I didn't want to go in too heavy, so I only brought in 1 reinforcement. Starting lineup for me is going to be what I consider to be the typical rebel starting lineup fleet of Biggs, Bistan and Millennium Falcon, and then we just take in the Rebel Y-Wing as our insurance policy, just in case something goes south. We've got good banners averaging at the moment for this particular full clear, and I didn't want to mess it up by not taking in any reinforcements. So I figured we'd just go in with one reinforcement, and that should be enough to take out these relatively weak separatists. Here we go. I know I'm entering the battle without a full squad. I do it all the goddamn time. Shut your damn mouth. Alright guys, so this is incredibly straightforward now. Don't know why you're using the endurance with separatists, but you know, it is what it is. So we just start off with Millennium Falcon using that evasion ability. He'll get full TM because he's got a full team of rebel support, and that just means they will no longer be able to target the Millennium Falcon. Now that does mean that Sunfac does taunt, but honestly he's not maxed out, so it's not a huge deal. Unfortunately he did stun my Bistan there, which stops me getting the TM and the target lock. I decided to take out the Vulture Droid, because without the Vulture Droid that's less source of Buzz Droids, and he's not using a Malevolence, so he's not going to get the additional Buzz Droids on the field. So I just thought, get rid of him as soon as possible. Now, I believe I decided to go after the Hyena Bomber. Yep. And then Sunfac is still chilling. Unfortunately, we didn't get an assist there, which is a bit of a shame. We didn't get an assist there, which is a bit of a shame. But it's fairly prototypical of my Rebel fleets. We never seem to get the assists. He does have a, what is that, the Marauder ship, Sith Bomber, which is a bit of a shame because that does do like AoE daze, that does land additional bombs. It's bad for my banners. I decide to not call in the reinforcement at this point. I decide I'm going to use the special on Bistan, recover that health and protection. We take out Sunfac there, and then I think we take out Hyena Bomber, and we're just left with the Sith Marauder ship. He gets off that taunt, and now we come in with the Rebel Y-Wing. I'm hoping to get the Shield Disruption, which we do on the Sith Marauder. We then just go ham, I believe, and bop, there we go. Easy banners, 69. Nice. 69 banners for the first fleet battle, and I'd say that's pretty good. That's decent enough. It's obviously not stonkers banners, but it's good enough for where we're at. Now we just got the Rebel fleet left. So against the Rebel fleet, I decide, you know what, we'll just do it. We'll take in our Malevolence. We'll go in with the Sunfac and the Separatist droids, you know, the fleet you're supposed to take in. And again, because these particular rebels are weak, I decide I'm only going to bring in one reinforcement, and that's going to be Spy, just in case we need to get a big hit and just destroy the enemy. Now, because these guys are low starred, I wasn't worried about them outspeeding me. I just thought we'd just go in and kill them all. Malevolence goes first because his capital ship is incredibly slow, only like a gear 8, I think, Akbar. Get the AoE, do some damage. And then I don't do the Buzz Droids on the Millennium Falcon because he'll just cleanse it immediately. I want to get rid of the Y-Wing, simply because the Y-Wing can do shield disruption, and that could cause us some issues. We immediately take it out afterwards though, and he doesn't even AoE off the gate. Well, the Ghost does. And we just take out the Ghost lickety-split just left over with the 5-star Millennium Falcon, try to land the Buzzies, of course he dodges. I decide, you know what, let's call this quits. I call in the Spy, just do the mass assist and hope to get a kill. Boom. Easy kill. Not terribly bad for banners, 67. Malevolence is never amazing for banners, but I'll take 67. 67 is a good result. So there we get the full clear there, guys. You can see that the banner's there, 2,684, and we'll figure out if this guy decides to attack or not. Alright guys, so thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be putting out these 3v3 videos with my overrunning commentary. Please let me know what you think of these battles down in the comments down below. Let's go hit that Kyber. I can't wait. It's going to be good. It's going to be glorious. Do please hit that like button, guys. It really does help my channel. If you're a fan of the Scribe Tribe, please hit like, spread the word, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.